Phew. Rush, just in time back to the studio. Yes, luckily, everything's kind of okay all the way. Nothing too bad. I would say, it's kind of warm, right? Not too cold. It was kind of a bit, freezing, like past 2 nights, but yeah, during the daytime it's kind of okay. At least it's bearable, something like that. Yeah. So, anyway, everything's going fine. I hope. Yeah, I'm just testing out the driver a little bit. Apparently, it's everything's okay. Driver's okay. Mic's okay. Everything's in preset, and let's get started. Alright, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tea Time Thursday. And, well, as always, it is a day where we are grabbing a cup of tea, sitting together, and chat about anything in life. So, just don't be too shy, just drop by and, well, sit around the table, and, yeah, have a good time. はい、そんな感じで、まあ、特になんか、なさそうなので、始めていきたいと思います。はい、皆さん、おはようございます。こんにちは、こんばんは、Aileです。で、僕の茶室、始まります。で、本日も、まあ、特に決まった内容とかではなく、まあ、一応書いてあるんだけどね、なんだかんだ喋りそうなの。なんか、特にテーマがない時に、まあ、こういうのを喋ろうっていうのがあるかもしれないですけど、まあ、特に限らず、テーマとか限らず、なんかあったらね、コメントの方に、まあ、お席にね、コメント残しといて、まあ、ついでにね、あったかいお茶とか、飲み物とか、持ちながら、それで、楽しい時間を過ごしましょう。那今天也是一个稍微回暖一点的礼拜四的傍晚。欢迎来到木曜茶室。那今天也是一样，没什么特定的题目，虽然说会写一点啦，就是先把大概会讲的题目就先写在上面，其实没有特定任何的题目。如果说大家想要讲什么的，随便在下面聊天室那边就是随便留言就可以了。希望大家今天也是过一个非常悠闲的下午。那我知道可能有一些中文圈的朋友，可能有一些已经在上班，或是说已经放完假了，今天已经回到正常的时辰了。那有一些地区现在还在放假，所以可能会有一些刚起床不久的，刚吃完饭的，可能有一些还在外面玩的。No problem， 大家都可以在这个时间进来放松一下。好，对了，开始了，下面我的 LCY 开始了，帽子呢脱了，今天破了。はい、レミさんいらっしゃい。なんか BGM が音ゲーっぽくなってる。でも、音ゲーっぽくなってるっていうか、これ元々の BGM なんだよ。最初からこの BGM だよ。最初から、もうほんと最初からこれですよ。で、なんだろう。まあ、いつものやつだと、まあ、その他にね、まあ、プランス系とか、まあ、ちょっとローファイ寄りのやつも一応あるんで、まあ、それは、プレイリストに連れておこう。それだっけそうだっけそれだよそう、一旦これ中止して、まあ、ローファイっぽいやつだとこれ。まあ、ジャンタマの放送だと、これやってた。音気っぽく、ちょっと上げ上げっぽい雰囲気の曲調よりは、まあ、ジャンタマだと穏やかな、まあ、結構冷静な BGM にした方がいいんじゃないかなと思って、まあ、これ知ってる場合はあるけど、まあ、さっきのはね、ほんと、最初の最初からBGM なんだよ。そうだっけだとすると、まあ結構、なんだろう、去年の後半から、まあ、入ってたかもしれないな。まあ確かに、テーマのあれが、まあ、後半だとなかなか流れてなかっ ったんでまあそれはあるかもしれない我们这边还是很冷到炸裂，多冷啊！是不是还在下雪之类的？现在我是有看到日本，其实像刚前2天左右吧，大阪那边好像下雪下得还蛮凶的，就电车停驶啊，然后很多朋友家都说就门口积雪，就有点不太方便出门之类的，还蛮多的。因为现在日本上课的朋友，他们也说，就是他们上语言学校，其实本来时间就已经比较没那么紧绷一点，可是他们还是说老师因为今天没有办法去学校，所以大家今天放假吧，这样的消息就有听说，所以有一些地区可能下雪还蛮严重的，就可能有一些极端的天气这样子。然后也有一些可能在北边一点的也会还是比较冷，这一波的那个冷空气。还有可能过2天左右还有另外一波，所以如果还是在比较冷的地方的话，就可能要小心点保暖。-8度，太冷了。じゃあ次は BBM 爆上げしてエクストラトーンでお願いします。しませぬしない。エキストラトーンなんで作れないんです。いや、そんな曲、そんな曲調、そんなジャンル作ってた記憶ないんですよ。まあ僕的に、やっぱ、なんかちょっとクラシカル寄りっていうか、まあ生楽器で、弾ける音でやろうかなと。然后有刮风不下雪，其实不下雪搞不好也是好事，就是虽然说是冷是躲不了，我觉得再怎么样下雪与否，其实冷就是躲不掉的。可是如果至少没有下雪的话，就没有积雪啊，没有要清雪的问题。而且你看如果下雪的话，其实车行驶的时候还是蛮危险的，就是有一些下雪比较多的地方，它积雪起来，其实你看不到路啊，或者说可能路面不平，或是说可能滑掉之类的，就其实还蛮危险的。就是说尽可能的就希望说不要下雪，冷就算了，冷就躲不掉了，那就算了。然后下面 Hello 浅层下线晚上好，农新年快乐，1 2说服95个字，95个字1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1、2、3、4じゃなかったっけそう。まあ、お給正月時期なんだけど、まあ特に、まあ休みとかなくてね、まあこっちの放送は通常運転で、まあ、だいたい、みんなが休んでるうちにはね、まあゲーム行ったり麻雀やったりとか、まあするかもしれないし、まあ来ないんじゃないかなと思って、まあ結局、いつもと同じぐらいやんけ、集まってるんですよ。沖縄の一部の田舎では、まあお給正月ある。なるほど。そっか、じゃあ、まあもちろん中国やら、まあ中国圏では、まあもちろんお給正月は、まあ過ごすことになるんだけど、まあ知ってる限りは、まあ韓国も一応お給正月のお祭りとかもあって、まあ日本では一応お給正月っていう、まあ時期は知られてるけど、まあ年末年始だったらあるけど、お給正月のはないんだろうなと思って、一部の地域にはやっぱあるんだ。なるほど。ちなみに親がそっちの田舎生まれだから、お給正月ありました。なるほど。そう、それは知らんかった。まあ、主にね、中国圏の方で、まあ、お給正月があるっていうのがもちろんなんだけど。そっか、日本にもあるんだ。だったら、もう、お正月とお給正月も、両方あるわけ？チビたちに2回目のお年玉あげちゃって、最初からお金ないなって無理。なるほど。そっか。やっぱそうなるのか。そう。だから、お年玉ってさ、 まあ、日本だと、もう、お正月要は、まあ、1日あたりに、来るやつじゃなかったっけ？で、お給正月もあるっていうことはもう2回目なんだよね。そう。子供が喜ぶんだけど、まあ大人の方は、またかーってってなるよね。まあ、さすがに年に1回でよくない？そう。お正月とお給正月2回ともお年玉もらえるのがね、贅沢すぎる。そう。来年はお年玉あげません。とかイェーイ。そう。お年玉ってさ、まあ、地域によって、配る側がまあ、配る側の立場とは違わなくない？で、まあ、聞いた限りさ、なんか仕事してる人でちょっと、毎月例えば給料が入る人だったら、もう親にお年玉あげるっていう文化がありそうって聞いてた。まあ、知らんけど、地域によって違うかもしれんけど。でも高校生の頃それで10万ぐらいお年玉稼いでたから文句言えないんだよな。せやな。正月の旧正月合わせてね。じゃあ、やっぱ両方もらってるんだ。そっか。对不对？刚好像现在在讲到说，日本有一些地方其实也会过农历新年，就是他们其实日本正常来说新年通常都是说1月1号，就是刚换新年的时候。然后农历新年就是春节嘛，春节就刚刚像这个礼拜天这样子。然后日本有一些地方，他们其实同时会过，就是西历的年跟农历的年两个都会过。然后2次过年，他们都会拿到红包。也所以说，有些小朋友他们就是1月1号先拿一次红包，然后农历新年再拿一次红包。对，就是有一些地方会这样子，然后有一些地方就没有。大部分我听到的其实就是农历年他们很多都不会过，可是只有很少数的地方，像刚刚在讲的冲绳那边，可能他们就会过农历年，有一些地方会过。对，像如果其他华语地区，可能就只会在农历新年的时候才会像拜年啊、拿红包、发红包啊这样子。是日本在这方面就很奇怪，其实我们都知道说，还蛮多这种就是中文圈、就是华语圈、中国文化等等那些中国的节日，就是农历年表上的那些节日，像什么20节气啊那些，他们其实是以农历的那个时间去记载的。可是这一些农历的月份，那些月份日子啊，通常日本就是直接在西历用相同的日子去，或是什么七夕呀那些，其实像七夕其实原本是应该是农历的7月7号，然后日本的话就真的是7月7号，然后过年就是西历的1月1号，就是刚好跨年的时候。可是中国或是其他华语地区的跨年，就是那个过年的时间，通常我们说过年都是说农历年春节的时候，然后会发红包的那种时候。然后 ，Hello， 迷途阿鬼，然后是小牛 ，Hello， 晚安，变鬼鬼了。那这一点其实我觉得日本就有点特例的感觉嘛，就是他们其实过年啊，就或是说什么有一些4、5月啊、7月那些各种平常在农历会过的那些节日，他们会在西历的相同月日去过。 好，然后之后最近给自己的新年礼物就是 Rotano， 买了之后发现真的停不下来，好好玩，也不怕补，自己手机应付不了，因为没有多子的需求。对啊，其实像好题外讲一下，就比如说以最近的手机音乐游戏来说，就是蛮多它开始不再需要说用手指多点的手指，像可能控制一些键盘那种。像如果以前比如说本来是玩那种落下式的，可能是 Pro Sega， 可能是 D4 DJ， 可能是那个Arcade， 可能是 Demo， 可能是那种就是如果说原本是玩那种落下式的或者靠爬等等，就很多啦，很多落下式啦，然后突然会变成说它的控制方式不只是用触控的，可能是用到它那个旋转的感应的。或是用到可能前镜头的等等，就多了这些新的游玩模式，然后对于机型的需求也是有点不一样，就不是说需要萤幕的触控有多灵敏啊等等，而是说可能是你整体的动作需求比较灵敏，是感应说你移动那个手机本身有没有比较灵敏啊等等，我觉得那个需求本身也在慢慢的改变。其实蛮乐见的啦，如果说它整体的手机需求不用真的一直只针对那个触控板的话，那你不同的手机也有更多的选择。然后我听我其实蛮好玩的，说。然后下面有你公家是晚上好 ，Hello， 欢迎来到木曜茶室，请拿一杯茶，坐下来慢慢聊吧。じゃあ、ワイゲームしてくれますび来るね。はい、いってらっしゃい。どんなゲームやってんだろう。いや、お茶持って話すタイミングなのにね。对啊，那现在比如说蛮多，现在留言区比较多在讲中文的话，那我就干脆问了，大家现在过年的时候在做什么？因为比如说在过年的时候，通常大家都会可能去打牌啊，去哪边找朋友玩啊，吃饭啊等等，就刚好放蛮长一段时间的假。那现在都去哪边？就在做什么有趣的事情？我在这边跟大家开台嘛。对啊，就是聊天，我们这边没有休息，就其实虽然说没有休息啦，可是今天都已经初几了，今天已经对啊初5了，有一些地方都已经在上班了。对啊，所以有一些朋友在上班啦，可是我这边的话，当然就跟就还是有时间跟大家聊天，因为本来那个直播的时间就已经是比较晚一点，它并不是说在上班时间，可能下午3、4点啊这样子，就没有像就我觉得没有人看啦。如果在那个时候开台的话，可能都是开晚上比较稳，然后可能差不多晚餐左右的时间，就在大家吃饭之前有人来看一下，或者说早一点吃饭的可能就跟到后半那样子。对，如果说晚上9点才开的话，就有点太晚了。说到这边一定要推荐个另外制作人很像也有加入制作的那个 Starry， 对，现在很想那个手机，对手机要求听说是要求蛮高阶的，就是蛮最近的那些手机才能玩到，没错，毕竟可能它需要用到那个手机镜头的规格也是比较高，或者处理器的要求比较高这样子。不是我自己知道，只是我刚好偶尔在旁边听到，比如说在旁边为什么开会的时候一直在碎碎念那样子啊，偶尔刚好听到而已啊，绝对不是什么有在参与开发什么，跟我无关哦，我这边只是在聊天而已。家人刚好年假说就飞来菲律宾要找我跟家人，这几天东奔西走带他出去，也是啦，现在其实蛮多都跑到不同地方去玩。有可能跑去日本啊、菲律宾啊、跑去泰国啊等等都会有，蛮多的。对，菲律宾其实现在也不会说很冷吧，毕竟比较南边。如果说像比较北边一点的，你就算说像以我知道，像不论是香港、台湾、日本、韩国，其实现在都其实蛮冷的。 整体来说，就是比较北边一点的地方，其实都比较冷。可是以差不多东南亚那边，我知道好像也没有说真的到那么夸张，不会说什么个位数啊，是下雪啊这样子，应该还算，现在还可以。现在手机也不支援的是2017、18左右手机啊，那就没办法了。的确。以我所知，好像没有办法，可能要其实连这2年左右的手机都有一些不支援，就是可能21左右，20到21左右买的手机都有一些不支援，这个就真的很挑。是不是该跟开发组跟他们去可能聊一下说要不要直接你们干脆开一个白名单出来，就一个 white list， 跟大家说哪一些手机可以玩，你干脆把那个先贴出来，要不然没有支援到的游戏就很可惜，就有一些效能问题啊，导致说明明就很想要玩，可是我要为了这款游戏另外再买一个新的装置这样子，其实就很可惜。对啊，因为其实听到蛮多的，其实蛮多身边的朋友，他们的手机可能都是18、19左右，其实也差不多那阵子刚好就是手机的音乐游戏它的类型变得有点多，然后如果说现在要买的话，也是可能那阵子的机种 CP 值会相对比较高一点，所以如果说那阵子的手机没有支援的话，其实还蛮可惜的。我猜啦，可能需要用到新手机的某个镜头硬软件资源才出此下策，可能吧。毕竟我也不是程式组了，也没办法帮那些游戏说什么。毕竟就是用到这一种技术的游戏，现在还是很少。其实我现在知道，好像也只有个手机上好像只有2款吧，大概。如果之后有更多可能竞争比较激烈的时候，他们也会可能想到更多效能相关的问题。也希望说之后更多不同类型的玩法可以再推出在手机上啊。就毕竟大家的手机游玩方式还是很多的，Rotator 也是很好玩的。搞不好有一些认识的，你就问一下，可能身边有在玩的，也在参与制作也说不定。因为我知道说，尤其是 Rotator 那边好像蛮多，本来是一些玩家，他们自己也加进去说，制作组里面的这样，就是讨论度蛮高的一款游戏。我看是只有他们公司在研发，其他真的没有看过特别去做这种融合手机的游戏。对啊，虽然说其实我自己是希望在开台有机会可以跟大家一起玩啦，就要直播那个东西的门槛其实还蛮高的，我只能这样说，就是技术门槛，就是你要怎么同时显示到那个手机怎么在转，又不会说有像拍到实体之类的问题，因为只显示那个画面好像又有点无聊，然后又有延迟的问题。对，所以可能在我的台就没有办法去直播这些手机游戏。其实连那个刚刚讲那个 Starry， 其实我的台可能也没有办法。对，我只能之后可能推荐一些其他有环境有资源到的朋友，可能推荐去他们的台去看。对，有一些朋友像之前的有来那位那个优太老师，其实我知道他有一些影片是玩 Starry 的，对，可能他那边的环境就有架好可以玩得到。那我这边的环境比较小一点，就架不起来，就是连你知道吗？就是有一些游戏像 Starry 好了，像我自己去玩的话，我有一些就之前有线下自己玩过一下，就是我在 set up 的那个过程之中，就发现说我现在的空间真的不够，然后要不然就可能要去其他地方去玩，可是其他地方就没办法实况了嘛，对啊，就所以开台就没有办法，所以其实你看说我这边开台通常都是以电脑这边，就是主要是streaming 方面就有资源到的环境，那我就可以尽量试试看。像说网页游戏就最简单，或者是 Steam 上面的游戏就比较简单。可是手机游戏的话，其实一直以来对我来说都是一个还蛮致命的门槛。对， 但没有办法好好的去实况一些手机游戏。对，要不然就是一实况就会出事了。这个已经超越了这个台可以承受的风险了。像平常我就会玩DJ Max， 然后最近有回锅玩一下那个法环。对，说法环的话，就是最近有朋友介绍说有一些 mod 可以就多人一起去跑剧情。就是你知道，其实很多魂系游戏他们都是单人游玩，然后有一些场景可以多人。可是那个多人通常是 PVP， 就是你去入侵其他的玩家的世界，然后去跟他们互砍。可是有一个就是最近才知道的一个 mod， 它好像也很久了。那个 mod 就是可以允许玩家一起去跑剧情。对，就它毕竟是跳过了官方的验证，所以它就有点像加私服的概念。然后一起去跑剧情，然后就回锅玩了一下，就是跟朋友打一些，比如说还蛮前半的那些那些 boss 啊。那现在其实游戏现在出来快一年了，这样讲应该没差吧？就是反正就开始打那些比较前面的 boss 了，然后就试试看说如果多人玩的话会不会比较简单一点。那的确。整个乐趣就不一样，因为你不需要好像单人一样，就是为了去可能要存一些道具啊，怎么样，也不用担心说可能跟原本官服玩到的那个存档会冲撞啊等等的问题，就是完全的就开一个新的私服的档案，单纯的去体验这个多人跑剧情的一个体验，就还蛮好玩的。对。你会发现说也不用担心打架的问题，然后也会因为电脑就以前那些敌人，就你没有叫那些骨灰出来的时候，你就要跟他们正面 PK。可是有多人玩的话，就变成他会有点像你召唤骨灰一样，他的注意力会被分散，然后就打到其他，就你有机会可以去可能 reset 一下这样子。对，它就变成一个不太一样的游戏体验，就偶尔玩玩看算不错，所以就刚好这个礼拜离线的时候就有一点就开始这样子玩，然后昨天开台就跟大家一起玩 DJ Max 啊，然后最近2个礼拜都在 DJ Max， 其实也不错啦，就可以一起去玩，然后也刚好认识到一些像昨天刚刚来跟台的韩国的一些玩家朋友这样子。对，然后也是开眼界了，是很多高手玩家，就高手在民间，就有机会体验到哇塞，大家都很厉害。那我也只能多练习了。那我自己最想玩应该就应该是 VR Chat。VR Chat 的话其实你不需要那个头盔也是可以玩 VR Chat 的，就是 VR Chat 其实最吃的是电脑效能，就你电脑那个显卡本身不够好的话，它的效能会影响蛮大的。可是如果你的电脑比如说显卡不算太低阶，就可能是1920左右的时候买，假设像我这台电脑的话就是2020左右买的，它当时也没有上顶规，我就是买了个2060，它跑 VR Chat 也是勉强可以跑得动，就它不会很顺，它不会到画质很高，可是至少你单纯要体验这款游戏，你单纯装 PC 版，就是 Steam 去安装 VR Chat， 然后把那些设定稍微调低一点点那样子，你光进去体验这个世界，然后跟别人聊天这一点的话，其实是可以的。对，所以如果你的电脑本身并没有说太旧， 其实要跑 VR Chat 不是问题，或者说你真的担心你的桌垫跑不动，可以考虑就是换个显卡，换个电源，就你至少电源要推得动你的显卡，就是你显卡换好一点，现在应该就算换的再低，应该也要3060了吧？这样子就是去找有没有一些显卡可以买。那如果想要冒险一点，就是冒一点的矿卡的风险的话，其实可以捡到便宜的矿卡，说不定。就是什么是矿卡，要自己去找的。对，就搞不好可以去升级一下电脑，去把那个显卡的配备提升一下，其实就可以。其实 VR Chat 真的不是门槛那么高的东西啊，就你有现在规格可能3-4年内的显卡。然后有一个麦克风，然后就装在电脑上面就可以玩了，就直接不需要 VR 的头套，你就键盘、滑鼠上去。对。那如果你是有买那个VR 的头套，假设是那个Vive 啊，或是 Quest 啊等等，就有那些的话，当然体验会可能更好一点，毕竟说你真的可以就更近距离的体验到 VR 的视觉，其实是很酷没错。可是就算没有，你单纯想要先呢玩一下体验版，你就直接在 Steam 找一个 PC 的 client 就好了。对，所以说如果真的想要试的话，那就先试试看，看你的电脑配备能不能跑得动 VR Chat， 真的不行就把它删掉就好，反正它免费。但它又不是说要先付费才可以玩，它免费的就直接去装一下。对，它其实很多很酷的世界，而且有很多在开发 VR 的世界的一些开发者，就是世界的开发者，就不论是可能单纯是像记录用的世界也好，可能拍照用的世界也好，有很多很酷的世界，就它一直在升，所以找一些可能喜欢到不同世界探险的朋友，可能差不多时间上去 VR Chat 冒个泡聊个天，然后去一些玩的世界、恐怖游戏的世界等等都会有，其实蛮酷的，对啊，可以上去玩玩看。对啊，然后最近真的是天气变得有点天气变动有点激烈，就是喉咙真的有点受不了，不太舒服，所以记得大家多喝水，有喉糖吃个喉糖。这样听起来电脑需求至少要中阶，对，就是很多我觉得现在新的游戏其实对于显卡的需求都已经差不多，至少到那边，就是你好歹也要个什么1650之类的，1650可能不行了，就是1的可能有点吉利，可能2吧，20再少也要个2060这样子，对，就比较可以确保你的游戏的那个效能是可以比较稳定的，然后你不是真的很追求那个画质真的要很高，你单纯是想要跑得动，然后体验它的游玩体验的话，就是单纯体验那款游戏的话，其实不用真的推到很高，可是你好歹真的就是说要到中阶，对。就如果说都已经有累积到差不多一定数量的游戏想要玩的，就是差不多2020到2022这一段时间出的游戏，其实还蛮多的啊。对，法环其实也是其中一个，就是去年原本想要在实况上面玩的游戏，结果就开实况之前就已经打完了。对，像这些游戏如果说已经累积到一定程度，然后说卡的问题是在于说你电脑的配备不够，推不动那款游戏。然后现在我觉得差不多该时候了，就今年算是一个目标，把显卡推一推，就 整体电脑配备换一换，然后就开始说清理一下这2年的游戏。看来未来不能只用文书机去租电脑。对，其实说真的啦，文书电脑，你如果真的要文书电脑，倒不如是就买一个平板，然后配一个蓝牙的键盘。搞不好都已经足够你的需求，因为单纯说实在的，文书机你可以拿来干嘛？就是 Office 嘛，然后开浏览器上网嘛，了不起打个雀魂。对啊，好歹就是买一个有独立显卡的电脑。就是其实现在很多电脑就已经这个都已经2203年了，那个电脑配备其实再低也有限啦，就真的最好还是挑一个有独立显卡的电脑，然后至少以玩游戏而言，不会是一个重要的门槛。对，我觉得这还蛮关键的。文书机说实在的，真的用途有限。你应该说会限制了很多可能性啦，就其实电脑本来就有很多游戏，它的配备也没有说真的很高，你真的只要有一张独立显卡在里面，都已经可以玩到的游戏，就用内显就很硬。对啊，就真的还蛮强烈推荐的，就是想办法存个钱，或是想个办法弄到一台有独立显卡的电脑，那其实玩到的游戏也会增加不少。不论是音乐游戏也好，还是其他动作游戏啊等等，都会有需要用到。就是现在还蛮吃效能的世代，就毕竟还是有一台能够玩到游戏的电脑为目标吧。要不然尤其是像我的台都开 PC 游戏为主。啊，就是虽然说聊天也好，聊天也是，至少啦。单纯来聊天的话，或是看其他人的台，不论是我的台，或是其他实况组的台也好，就看台，光是那个浏览器本身就已经吃掉蛮多效能跟资源的。然后最近其实发现说，浏览器其实很吃资源，就尤其是我们开实况的或者看实况的。光是那个影片播放器就已经吃了很多效能，其实没有说真的文书机就可以做到，就觉得说真的要你看影片看顺一点的，你还是需要一些效能在，就是电脑本身效能要够。然后下面我们的 Jackie Lee 晚上好 ，Hello， 欢迎来，请拿一杯茶，找个位置坐。大家过年怎么样？对，今天又回来了，继续看大家现在这个礼拜大家都在过年，看大家在做些什么，在玩些什么。然后红包收益如何？我相信现在应该有不少也是红包收益期。And down there we got Don't Star. Hello there. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to the chat room. Please grab a cup of tea and have a seat. That's it. Nice. So yeah, right at a good timing that for a topic switch, just like to at least talk about something that I prepared. Okay. So recently, I was watching some videos about math questions, and okay. Seriously, I know that this isn't a very deep topic. I don't think that a lot of us are actually interested in mathematics or like theories or whatsoever, but like I'm a little bit interested in mathematics, just a little bit. and like playing some puzzle games and maybe doing some math alongside with solving the math puzzles, like playing quite a little bit of Sudoku from time to time. It's like thanks to a stupid producer who actually posts every day, posting some sort of like genuinely approachable Sudokus every day for me to solve, which is like homework to me already. But like thanks to that, I'm actually building up a mindset of solving questions in a mathematical way, and it just there's a question coming out of nowhere. It's like there was a kind of difficult problem which left unsolved for like 200 years and finally got solved like 30 years ago. It's like okay, I'm just simply speaking that out because I believe that no one's able to solve it here. It's a kind of difficult mathematical question, but for any natural number, a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 equals to c to the power 4. So a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 equals to c to the power 4, which ABC does not equal to 0. There is not any natural number that can meet the requirements. So this is the question that I heard. Like, the original question was something like for a to the power n plus b to the power n equals c to the power n, where n is greater or equal to 3, like 3 or above. So say a cubed plus b cubed equals to c cubed for any a, b, and c greater than 0. Such combination does not exist. So this was some kind of a math question that I came across recently, and I tried to prove the case that disprove the case of 4. So to prove that there is no such combination exists, but you know, I'm not really good at math, and even though such math question come into mind, but I'm just not able to solve it because I'm not a math major. I'm not like that kind of a mathematical person who loves to solve these kinds of questions. So eventually I worked out a little bit, write down a few theorems, getting back into like the Pythagoras theorem, which we getting back into like secondary school mathematics, and doing some writing out the solution. I've been picking up my pen for quite a while. Yeah, but this actually reminds me that when we are solving some very fundamental mathematics, like manipulating the numbers from 1 to 9, like playing Sudokus, playing some killer Sudokus, playing some like Sudoku variants, there are actually some variants that requires us to calculate whether the number is an odd number or even number and make deductions from that in order to solve them. So this kind of reminds me that we are actually in a world where we come across mathematical questions quite often, and having a mind prepared to solve any mathematical question that come across to us would be kind of handy if we actually need to do the calculation to make things more efficient. Yeah, and I'm still stuck into that math question. I'm going to continue that after the stream, but I really want to at least work out the 4 thing, the power 4 thing. That means like to disprove that any combination of ABC exists that is not 0, such that a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 equals to c to the power of 4. I'm going to get back to that later on. Right, back to the chat. 以前家人组的没显卡电脑，真的只能存文书，还会当，真的玩不到游戏这一点，真的蛮痛苦的。不过现在已经不知道均价了，想看到大的菜单，大部分都是10万起跳到30几万都有。10万到30几万，我不知道单位怎么算。假设是美金的话，我想一下哦。我这台如果是换算美金的话，应该大概是可能1700到1800左右吧。对，大概1800美金左右，那时候换算。 然后我这一台的话，就是有一些需求啊，就是可能显卡不用推到最顶，可是处理器要好，然后记忆体跟储存空间要够，所以那个预算其实都主要是花在那个处理器跟储存空间上面。其他东西反而还好，显卡就没有说买到最贵的，所以那个时候省了一点点，就把那个预算最终还是拿去用在储存空间上面，就买多一点的内存，然后外存也是买一些啊，就是有一些USB 手指啊，那个其实还是有买。台币我想一下怎么换算啊 ？OK， 10万台币其实已经可以买到很好的电脑咯。其实。如果换算台币的话，我当时的电脑大概应该5万5左右，没有说很贵，对。然后现在买的话，其实类似规格的东西可能5万左右。你有一些需求其实不需要，像说记忆体，其实你就算充到32，也没有说真的差很多，因为现在其实那个记忆体其实很便宜。然后显卡也不用推到最高，可能1万出头这样子，现在应该买3060应该已经有了吧？我顺便看一下好了。台湾的话应该是看那个原价屋吧。看一下显卡。好问题，我到底要什么啊？有了，线上估价系统。广告怎么关了？显卡 ，NVIDIA 的不是周边，我们要周边 GTGX 3060是。对啊，假设是3060的8G 这样子，没有说很高，也是1万出头。有一些更便宜的，像华硕的3060O 8G White 就10790台币，然后另外也有10490的，也就是在上可能3070，也就是3070 Ti 好了，也是2万左右。因为我那时候买就是2060，我那时候买都已经1万6左右吧，算起来。对啊，所以其实现在那个同世代的那个东西都已经降价不少了。你真的要上到40才会到2万多3万。你如果现在只是买三字头的那些，其实真的不贵。对，所以整台电脑这样子组下来，了不起4、5万，我觉得已经有了。可能你这边抠一些，那边抠一些，可能机体可能就不组到32，组到16。然后硬碟你没有说真的要很大容量的硬碟，你也不用说很大容量 SSD， 你只是拿来灌 OS 就好，你不用说游戏真的跑很快，你剩下来都是用传统硬碟的话，那储存空间又可以省一些，底板又省一些，其实底板很难省啊，就主机板其实不好省，然后那个电源也是要看你的显卡，所以也不能省太多，对。可是就算这样子，你加起来其实了不起就4万出头就已经有，甚至说你不用只要我看笔电好了，如果说我直接去看MSI 好了 ，MSI 我觉得就算菲律宾应该买得到。假设说 MSI 2022年全新笔电这样好了，其实最近制作人也买了另外一台笔电，也是5万左右。也是规格还算不错。假设这一台我看哦，3050 Ti 的512G SSD 31900，然后什么，另外有一些电竞笔电，像什么 POS GL76 啊，什么3050 Ti 的也是32900而已。对，所以就等于说。其实你的显卡不用真的买到很高端，然后你的处理器也不用上到 i9 顶啊，这样其实 i7 就已经很够，我觉得。然后需要的可能是加储存空间， 加一点，要不然你的游戏一个装下去几十 G 不见，然后你的 OS 本身卡了一半，对，你可能需要的反而是储存空间，就多插一条 SSD 进去。可是像你如果是买一台假设3060的显卡，其实就差不多3万中左右，对。3万中间，对啊，现在有一台像i5 的12500，然后 RTX 3060 15.6 寸的电竞笔电这样子，33900。对，我觉得一定要找到更便宜的啦，所以可以搞不好趁什么时候就直接去趁那些特价的时候，可能去看一下笔电的价格。我觉得趁那个时候去买。搞不好3万出头就已经可以买到还蛮不错玩的笔电了。同价值笔电会比桌垫好吗？其实能买桌垫买桌垫，我只能这样说，能买桌垫就买桌垫。然后桌垫有另外一个比较好的地方就是你找到一些朋友可以帮你去灌的话，其实搞不好可以省到不少。对，有一些门路的话，你知道该怎么去省。我不能说怎么省，可是你知道有一些门路是可以省得到的。然后，其实通常主机贵的就是贵在2个东西嘛，一个就是一个就是处理器，一个就是显卡。这2个东西以外的东西以外的部分其实都可以省。你自己去想办法去组的话，其实就我觉得直接组一台桌垫会比较方便。当然，如果假设你长期都会在菲律宾的话，那你可能也会考虑到像电压等等的问题，还有那个保养。对，如果你之后假设你不在菲律宾了，你回来台湾了，然后你在台湾就直接，因为台湾就是很多那些显卡店其实很便宜，你真的在台湾买，然后在台湾保养。其实就会比较方便一点，就是从保养的层面去看。如果你在菲律宾的话，那你假设回到菲律宾，然后你还有2-3年时间都会在那边，那当然就是至少你东西坏了要找到可以保养的店家，你就可以在菲律宾买。然后能买桌垫当然是买桌垫，然后笔电主要的需求是在于说，你真的要拿它去不同的地方工作。然后可能还蛮长一段时间都会在外面，也有在外面工作需求，那可能就会需要用到笔电。要不然的话，其实很多你以为需要笔电场合，可能手机或是平板都已经可以处理到，那就不一定需要笔电。对，那假设说，有一些朋友他们有出国的需求，就可能要出去2个礼拜，然后他们专栏的那些东西都要拿出去做的，所以他们就可能就真的需要笔电，对，他们有额外的电脑需求。然后另外一点是笔电的那些配备，假设说显卡啊、那个主机板等等的，他们好像都是为了笔电去有特别调整过。也所以说，他们的规格或效能都跟桌垫的原本的有点不一样，好像有点降格了一点点。对，笔电本身有点降格了一点点，所以能够买主机的，其实都会建议买主机，整体跑的这整体的效能还会比较稳定一点。个人谈呐，就最终还是看需求。如果说你还是想要说不占那么多空间。然后你也没有说要外接很多的萤幕啊等等，其实就干脆买一台笔电也比较好说你的空间没那么大，可能要常常移动你的空间的，那可能在家里有一些时候想要在客厅用，有些时候想要在房间用，甚至揽起来想要在床上用，那你也可以就直接干脆再买一台笔电这样子。可是笔电其实有点麻烦，毕竟它还是它有电源的问题，就是你它到最后可能你还是要变成一直插电线去用，其实不见得真的很好。能够买桌垫，其实当然还是推荐买桌垫啦。然后如果是你在菲律宾买的话，那你好一段时间还会在菲律宾的话，我还是建议在菲律宾买。那如果说笔电的话， 可以解决说电源本身问题，其实搞不好在台湾买也可以。在台湾可能有一些什么时候你可能回台湾一趟买了，然后再拿回去菲律宾用也是可能。可是主机的话，当然就是能够找到替代品的最好，要不然真的电脑有什么麻烦的话，不能维修是最麻烦的。So actually we were looking into some laptop computers, and especially those ones that like, you know, for recent games, until a little while ago, we're still talking about like different games that the PC games and mobile games whatsoever, and there are quite a lot of different titles. You know, we're playing some PC games, we're playing some mobile games. Especially we've got a number of rhythm gamers here who have been quite experienced in playing rhythm games already. So, you know, choosing the appropriate device is actually an issue, and especially there are some games, recent games that some really late release games that has pretty strict hardware requirements that require some devices that are only 1 or 2 years old, that you might have some requirement for better buy some better devices, no matter if it's a laptop or a phone, to actually be able to play these games. And this also happens to PC as well, because there are some PCs or laptops that are the purpose of them is actually for like Office, Word, word processing, like Excel, Office, the Microsoft Office thing, that they do not have a very good specification. They do not have a display card. They just have the onboard display card, and they do not have a separate display card, and they have just little RAM, like a 4 GB of RAM. So who on earth is going to use a 4 GB RAM PC or laptop these days already? It's like 2023 already. So there are still some device that does not have a very good specification, and hence cannot enjoy these latest PC games, I say. And even when you're watching YouTube or having conference, they might have performance issue processing the video. That's the issue. So so given how hungry even Windows is now, 4 GB of RAM will run slow for many just using Office. Yeah, that's true. You know, so yeah, for once, I think when I went to a friend's house and I saw he's actually helping up his mom to like work on here and there for the laptop, and like that PC, that laptop was running on 4 GB of RAM. And how on earth, I was like, what on earth are you using this laptop for? It's like for nothing. You can do everything on your iPad. Like, your iPad has better performance than your laptop. We're like, what on earth are you actually using this laptop for? And why in the beginning have you ever got even this laptop already? Like, it has 512 gigabyte of storage space. It's not even 1T, you know? And like, when my friend's parents asking for backing up her iPhone, like, okay, the iPhone has 128 gigabyte of stuff in it. So after backing up for 100 gig, you know, it takes up 1/5 of the space already. And with Windows eating up all the storage space already, what else can you even install on the laptop already? So it's kind of hilarious, and we're like, okay, if you're going to buy a new, no matter if it's a PC or laptop, just get better ones. Just go for something that at least you can use it for 2 or 3 years, and what you're expecting to do with that PC or laptop. If you're going to do it for gaming, go for at least a little bit, just slightly better specifications so that it can withstand the hardware, like the hardware requirements for the games for upcoming 2 to 3 years, and not having like very low spec PCs just for word processing that you can do absolutely nothing with it. What's the purpose of it anyway? Yeah. 好，下面有我们的水素水一又 AKA 大马天 ，Hello， 欢迎来。我现在换成思考主机版这些钻进手提自己抱着坐飞机的可能性，就可以2个地方各入手一个堪用的机壳就可以。就是的确是可以没错，就是那些硬体你自己可以先买，可是风险就是在说你自己去装的话，真的装失败了，你找不到人救你。对，我觉得这个钱就还是不要省。对，你要知道哪一些钱可以省，哪一些钱不能省。不能省的钱真的不要乱省，就是不要高估自己去安装电脑的这一点。对，不要高估自己的能力，找人做到好以后才拿去用，这一点对自己来说是比较有保障的。对。I always get stuck being asked, "Hey, this is running slow. Can you make it faster?" And it's an 8-year-old laptop that takes 10 minutes to just start up. I know that feel. I know that feel. Oh, God. It's just like, we're actually having SSDs for our OS already. We, for any person who got their PC after 2014, I would say, they should be well aware that any OS installed on a SSD would run like 5 times at least faster than those when you're installing into a traditional hard disk. And like after all those years, I have no idea how traditional hard disks can still exist up to this very last day. Like even though in my PC, I still have a traditional hard disk for storage purposes. I've got one for 2 TB, and eventually, I got another 2 TB of SSD flash drive. It's like, okay, I can't stand with it anymore. I cannot bear with the risk of losing all these files because like there is a bad sector in a traditional hard disk that I just use it for like about a year, and with one bad sector, I can no longer get access to the files already. These are lost. I need to pay a hell of a lot to physically repair the hard disk and get the files, and like, oh come on. And then when you're using SSDs, things will really go faster, and it's all about the processing power and also the storage device that you're using. You just need to at least get an SSD and get a better processor to have your PC run faster. This is just trivial, right? I thought it was trivial. Now, I genuinely think that it's trivial for everyone already. And when you're actually getting into those offices and you see the specification of the PC, you'll be amazed of how incompetent all these PC are to fight for the performance. Okay, you want work to be done immediately, like you want your performance to be good. And everyone is just stuck in front of the PC because they need to load stuff for 10 minutes, and it would crash from time to time randomly, right? Just make absolute no sense. Admittedly, we are all the sort of people who use our PCs way more than normal for the population. Oh, that's true. Or else we're not watching live now. Or else you guys are not here with the live now. So that's true. For most offices, an HDD for a networked work processing is probably fine. The other specs are bad enough that a SSD won't fix it. Yeah, that's true. I would actually genuinely imagine that there are actually some PCs having a spec in like 2012, like 10-year-old spec, and like it was those office PC specs. It just runs horrible for everything. Just even for word process, even you're going for Microsoft Word. And especially, okay, usually for Office PC, we have to get the latest OS installed, right? So we have to like upgrade it to the latest version so that the PC is not vulnerable to cyber attacks. This is what the IT department says, that you have to upgrade your PC to the latest version. You have to install all the stupid patches on it, right? So if you're in an office, that's what you're told to do. And with every update, with every Windows update, no matter if it's downloading the update itself or the patch after the update is installed, it just affects your performance of the PC as in general. Your PC is just going to run slower and slower, you know. I would bet that a PC in the like 2000s running Windows 98 with the Office version back then, like Microsoft Office 97 installed on that PC, would actually run faster than a PC running my Office 2010 on a 2012 PC. I got an old Dell PC from 2006 to 7 a while back and told to get it working for the school. For a school. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think that works. It's like a 15-year-old PC. What is this supposed to be used for? So, oh my god, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, so, you know, our generation, it's just digital. Okay, sorry for bringing over all those like IT terms here, but this is definitely the proof of digital divide. I got it working, but yeah, it's not up to specs for any students to use. Like, you know, the students would probably have a mobile phone with a better spec than that very computer already, right? You're getting, okay, for kids who actually have a newer, say, iPhone, maybe say iPhone 13, we're not talking like iPhone 14, okay? It is kind of luxurious, but even an iPhone 13 will probably have a better PC specification, right? Than that PC, than that very PC in 2005. We got, oh come on, what? We're in 2023. And you did check that you can confirm any of the kids' Androids of iPhone or iPhones have better specs than that brick. Yeah, we literally call it that thing brick because like we all have a very like miniature device in our hand, like right in our pocket, that can outperform that piece of brick, which can actually do absolutely nothing in front of all the technologies that we have. Like probably an outdated OS, a discontinued Windows 7 maybe. Yeah, we're using mobile OS that are still supported to this day. We are using apps that are developed with latest technologies. We are doing all the work just in our hands, and we are told to start up a brick that might take 10 to 15 minutes to even start up all the OS, the softwares that we require to work, and maybe take forever to just load that specific program out. It's just hilarious. Like, who on earth actually have that idea to have the kids to get control on that brick? Like, you know, it's just the digital divide thing. So we're definitely coming across with a generation that has little knowledge about the latest technologies, the latest IT that the current generation is using, and the greatest efficiency that such technology could do. That we have all these hardwares with us on our hand already. Like we can do anything better than you do, than those like degenerated generation do. We have all the technology, we have all the resources to outperform all the things that you have, and you are telling us to slow down ourselves, to unequip what we have, to get used to a worse environment and use all those outdated tools to attempt to solve tasks that are almost trivial to all of us. Like, honestly, the worst part is that the brick has been kept in storage for I don't know how long, but it has a solid inch of dust, but I have to get it running regardless. Like everything, the CPU, the RAM, etc. was impossible to see under the dust at first. Oh no. Like I would imagine that the moments that you start up the PC, there might be dust on the semiconductors, that may be on the motherboard or whatever, that can potentially get you electrocuted, right? It's like literally that's a hazard to you as the person who are repairing that specific piece of brick. Yeah, that's actually dangerous. Yeah, I really can't imagine, like, I definitely do not want to get hands on like a piece of brick like this. Oh my god. I did have to be careful to make sure the dust didn't cause a short or start a fire. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm kind of like worried at the very beginning, hearing that, okay, it has been put in the storage with filled with dust for that long already. I took the machine outside and spent an hour cleaning it. Well, that's fortunate that you actually did that. Oh my god. I just can't imagine, like, okay. I think I still have a device that's ran on Windows 7 back in like 2009. So it is like a 14-year-old PC already. I doubt if it's still working, and I don't have it with me now because the oldest device that I have now was the one in 2014, which is not being used already up to this day, or like the content of that specific desktop device has been changed. It upgraded its storage device. It changed. It got its display card changed. It has a much better display card now, and even the oldest laptop that I had was back in 2017, and it is too slow for me now. Like even a laptop which has a pretty nice specification in 2017 is underperforming now, like 5 years later. So yeah, I really don't think anything beyond 10 years would be even functional at this point. So if you're talking about, like, even for mobile phones, like the smartphones that we have in 2012, I believe it was something like iPhone 4 or almost going to 5. I think it was still 4. Yeah, I think it's an iPhone 4 back then. So iPhone 4 is not even functional today, right? Even the browsers get discontinued already. IE is not a thing. We gotta remember that IE, Internet Explorer, has been discontinued over the period. Well, I was going through my parents' old IT stuff earlier and find a working install disk for both Windows 97 and XP. Wait, Windows 98, right? Yes, we got Windows 95, we got Windows 98, we got Windows 98 SE, we got NT, we didn't have 97, right? We should have 98. I guess you're talking about 98. Because I think like in my history, I believe I have got hands-on to Windows 98 SE for a while. Yeah, this is Windows 98. And XP XP, I guess, is indeed not a bad one. Yeah, XP is actually a pretty nice run that they are going to transition from the 98 through, ME was disaster and got through to XP, which XP was pretty good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, XP is actually pretty good. And I remember some computers that I use were running on Windows XP. And even up to this very day, 2023, there are still PCs running on Windows XP. And every other Windows OS has, to be fair, at least from my personal understanding, it's like, actually, even before XP, 98 was good, ME was bad, XP was good, Vista was bad, 7 was good, 8 was horrible, 10 is good, and now we have 11, right? Okay, my PC is on Windows 10. I didn't comment about 11, but my PC is currently on Windows 10 22H2, and I have no plans of upgrading it to Windows 11. So yeah, it has a history of alternating between versions, like being good and being bad. So Windows 95 was kind of revolutionary, so I don't think that counts. And Windows 98 was actually pretty good. I don't plan to upgrade either. Yeah, if you can, we are definitely staying on Windows 10 to the end of the day. Like, before this, my previous PC was on Windows 7. So Windows 7 has been pretty good. It has been pretty stable. And I definitely recall the nightmare of running on Windows 8 because, okay, I remember when I was using Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 that Microsoft was kind of shifting their strategies to have their users run on mobile OS, and they designed everything on Windows 8 to be similar to the layout of a tablet or a mobile phone, so that they probably designed that the overall layout of the Windows OS to be similar across PC and tablets. App-focused design, which was absolutely BS. Like, they kind of ruined everything that they had on PC, and eventually they bring some of them back in Windows 10, which at least they knew what they messed up. But Windows 10, frankly, I still find somewhere that they didn't nail it compared to Windows 7, because like the overall experience of Windows 7 was actually pretty pleasant, I'll have to say. The 7 has been pretty well known as being the stable version after we had on Windows XP, right? So before, like, we know that Vista was actually something that was born too early. Like, the concept of it, we know that Vista actually has some pretty good designs. They have pretty good, like, in terms of functions, in terms of the overall layouts, they actually did a pretty good job in the design. But, frankly, back then when the hardware did not catch up what could be supported to the design elements, Vista was actually performing pretty bad. Yeah, the execution was actually pretty bad. So eventually people stayed on Windows XP until the next version of Windows 7 came out, and we know that, okay, Windows 7 is actually pretty good. And like, for the entire span of Windows 7 that until it got discontinued, I know that at least for me, that the PC I've been using for roughly 5 or 6 years on Windows 7, playing games, doing music production work. I learned a little bit on that, but I'm not a professional at that though. But 8 had reverse issue. Bad design, but good execution. I put a question mark on that, but at least for the bad design, it is enough for me to not use it. Like, okay, I know that for some time, I was forced to use the Windows 8 on another device. At least it was not my home PC. That was the best thing, because if you are asking me to use a Windows 8 device at home, I'll go crazy. I'm telling you, I'm going crazy. You know, I just cannot imagine that I was going to use a Windows 8 PC or Windows 8.1 PC at home, because like it's just horrible. Everything was just horrible, including how the maintenance it is, and the upgrades, whatever. You know, okay. For once, what I recall about the Windows 8 issue is that, okay, I had an external audio interface, a hardware one, which I've been using to like at least offload some of the audio processing powers of it. So when I'm making music, things are more or less processed in the external audio interface, and I got a mic, I got speakers from it. So everything was kind of at least stable at that point, and especially that very audio device did not support Windows 7. So I have no choice but to upgrade the PC to Windows 8. Actually, I had a choice, and eventually I chose to get used to the audio interface and stay on Windows 8, at least for that device. And then, someday, just on some random upgrade, Windows update, that Windows actually popped up an alert telling me that my audio interface do not have any supported drivers, and Windows has removed the device for me because they found out that it does not support it. The OS under the hood worked well, but the user design and overall was just terrible. You know, just one thing. Why are they actually changing the entire Windows setting into another infrastructure? So they had the Windows setting, we had the control panel. We have been using the control panel for so long, and from Windows 8, they decided to redesign an entire settings app to get access to different changes in the computer. But they still maintained the entire control panel. They even have some changes that cannot be done in the settings tab, in the setting app, right? So for instance, recently, like last year when I got my latest laptop, I was trying to set the time that my laptop would go to standby mode or hibernate mode to infinite, so that it does not turn off the screen or goes to sleep so frequently, because out of nowhere my PC decided to go sleep after like 10 minutes. I tried to find that in the settings app, and there were, even though I set everything in the settings app so that it does not turn off my PC, it still turns off after like 10 minutes. And eventually, what I did was I dig into the Windows 7 control panel. Now I had to actually get to the control panel in order to do all these settings, and they were not linked up to the settings app. It is a totally separated app. And even though both the control panel and the settings app do changes to your computer, they were not organized. They were two different things. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I need to set up my computer. So the most intuitive way is to go to my start button, go to settings app, and find out the appropriate options that I have to set from PC, right? This is so intuitive, and yet they messed this up since Windows 8, and they have not fixed it in Windows 10. They did not fix it in Windows 11. It is up to this very day. Like I just bought my PC very recently. It's been how many years it is already? Like 7 or 8 years since the settings app was released on Windows 8. That is shit. That is just a legit piece of faces in the OS, right? And it's just so hilarious when back then when they're trying to redesign and reorganize everything, and they still mess up till this very day, that things are still unorganized. And you have to like set up here and there, you need to go to different settings, and you still do not have a good control of the very basic functions of the computer that affects your work performance. And another thing is that you still cannot disable the Windows update. It eats up your memory, it affects your performance in very crucial moments when you're in the middle of a game and you're in the middle of rendering your audio. Windows update just pops up out of nowhere telling you to, your PC is now ready to restart. Please restart at yada yada time. We have assigned to restart your computer at yada yada time because we believe that you are not using the computer at that time. Come on! Okay, guys, me getting emotional, me getting red eyes and tails. It's fine, it is fine. Don't get me started on Windows Update. I have lost so much work from it doing that without my permission. Yeah, that's true. That's so true, right? Okay, for some of us, we might not turn off our computer while we go to sleep because we want things running in the background. Like, for any video producers, I guess you might have the experience of leaving your computer on, like just turn off your monitor, have your say Premiere or After Effects running in the background. They might be rendering some videos that might take say 12 hours to render. And yeah, you're definitely spending your time in front of the computer to do the render, so you're doing it before you sleep, and you expect things to be done the next day when you turn on the monitor again. It's like 12 hours later, have an 8-hour sleep, 2 hours of commutation, and then some time for messing around in home computer, and the next day in the morning when you get back to the office, we would expect that things got rendered and you're going to confirm whether the file is okay or not. Does it need any further amendments? You need to render it again whatsoever. And when you turn on a computer, you're finding out that why is the power off, or why am I stuck at the login screen? Right? Rendering, downloads, running a program, etc. There are many reasons you might not want it running overnight. So I have already get into a habit not turning off the computer at all. I'm always turning my computer on. And especially, you know, back then I actually had a history of it being in a state that I might not be able to start up my OS if I restart my computer. So it was in a kind of unstable state, so the PC is definitely something wrong. I need to get that to repair. But before that, what I found out is that if I do not restart my computer, I just leave it on, it will work okay. But whenever I try to do something weird, like no matter it's a Windows update or maybe watching a YouTube video that triggers the start of the Flash Player, Adobe Flash Player. Okay, you know how old it is. Whenever I need to start up the Adobe Flash Player, i.e. watching a YouTube video that used Adobe Flash Player back then, my PC would go into forced restart and I have to get everything started over again. So I went over these ages, and I also get in the habit of downloading stuff overnight. So for now, I'm not turning off my PC anymore unless it is required. So for last week's DJ Max stream, it went so badly that, okay, after maybe I ate up too much of the performance of my PC, I might really need to get it restart. So for after like 2 months, I guess, I restarted my PC. But yeah, I don't restart my PC so often. I just keep it running. It's been okay up to this day. I've been using like leaving my PC overnight for so many years already. It's still fine. But okay, whenever sometime when you are really in a devastated position that you need to have that done, and you turn on your PC overnight for it to render something, and when you get to the office next day, you turn on your monitor, and what you found was the login screen telling you to log in, and you are actually having a fresh startup of the OS. And when you check on the render status, it isn't there. The AE is closed, the AE application is closed, the file's not even there, not even half of it was rendered, and for sure you cannot render it starting midway, you have to render everything again. It's just like, thank you, Windows. Windows, you are such a YouTube. So my internet is quite slow, so I frequently download games overnight. Yeah, that's true, right? And especially back in the days when you do not have a good connection, I do recall there were times when I was still young, and my parents decided to like unplug my cable modem. That they tried to remove my internet connection, which I was still playing some online games back then, which did not require that much of bandwidth. I had to use a dial-up modem. Okay, you know that this isn't something that happened recently, but I do recall that we actually had to use I have to use a modem, a dial-up modem, to connect to the internet and play some online games. That is some balls there. So I don't think anyone can imagine how slow dial-up connection is. You know that sound. Like that beep, and you get connected to the internet. And at any instance, when you pick up the phone and you hear that connection sound in the background, at that time you know that your connection is interrupted and you have to reconnect. And wow, down there we got, who's that? We got Litos here. Welcome to the stream. Grab a cup of tea, have a seat. Here's just random chat about the history of computer frustrations. So yeah, we actually have the habit of turning our PC on overnight to, no matter this is downloading games or like rendering stuff, rendering videos, rendering music, or installing something that takes a lot of time. And Windows Update is always the culprit of it. It always messes your schedule up. Whenever you need to do something, it will say, okay, there's a Windows Update waiting right in the bottom right corner. And it's just so frustrating just how to turn it off, how to disable Windows Update. I don't care about vulnerability or whatsoever. Just stop updating it and do not affect my performance, right? So, there are times when Windows Update actually messes up with your configurations, and you have to do everything from scratch to recover your working environment. No matter it's like removing my entire audio interface driver, or discontinue the support of some older plugins. There are actually some frustrations there, but that's the history. These are things that we encountered in the past. That was 10 years ago. When I was still small, I'm 17 now, so you expect something that happened when I was still 7 or 8. And you don't expect these frustrations, these hardware frustrations, it's going to happen up to this very day in 2023, right? We don't expect to use a brick to play Minesweeper. But yeah, whenever they force an update in all M audio setting with that, yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah. So when I was still, when I am still small, that's something. This is something that we would easily encounter now already. Yeah, let's just switch the visuals a little bit. I guess we've been using the same visuals for quite a while, and hereby, just at the right timing, I'm going to replace the image with the latest one we have is this. I love the guitar, right? So actually for once I had an impromptu performance of the guitar. So this guitar actually is a reference of what I actually have in my hand. I actually have that guitar. I'm finding that. So there's actually this very guitar. I think this is it. Hold on. Nope, this is not it. Yeah, so there is that Roland AX synth guitar. I'll put the keyword in the comments. So there's a Roland guitar, which is a white one, which is exactly the one that I have here. I have it just actually right beside me. I have the guitar here with me now, immediately. So the one that I have now, I really like that because I am a keyboard player, and this actually has a shape of a guitar as well. So there is a mod wheel on the left hand. So if I want to do some vibrato sounds, I can simulate it with my left hand, and you can still play it like a piano because it's got 49 keys, and you can actually play on different octaves, and you can simulate quite a lot of instruments. I like that. So this one I have with me in person. So yeah, and I would say, oh come on, let's just go for an illustration that has the guitar of me. So I'm actually playing on it, practicing for a gig. So before, I actually had another illustration that I was like on stage or whatever, but this one is actually having a very clear reference of the guitar that I actually have. So as a kid, the only instrument I ever got comfortable with was the piano, but like the idea of getting to play one with the portable nature like a guitarist is so cool. Yeah, and this is actually exactly the thing I'm thinking of. I was playing the piano when I was small, and eventually I was like, you just have to get some portable instrument that you can perform even when you are not in a studio. You need to be prepared to perform somewhere else. So eventually I came up with the idea. I just came across with the guitar that one of my friends had, and I tried on it, and I say, okay, this has the nature of a keyboard, but it's cool. I love it. I like how like the keyboard itself is just like a digital piano. It's like the e-pianos that I have, and it also has the e-piano library in it, and it has all the essential sound of it, while it is still being able to be a MIDI keyboard. I can just plug it into my PC, and it works as a MIDI keyboard itself. So I can play it as a MIDI keyboard. I can play on it as a standalone synthesizer. So, yeah, I play on it from time to time. It's still functional. I like it. So, sadly, when I didn't have access to an instrument of my own, only the big pianos and various keyboards of the school music room. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, let me recall when I was still in school, in still high school, that they have a piano in the music room. I have a grand piano was a kind of a huge one, and it sounds pretty good. And we got a few of my fellow like pianists playing stuff, like jamming stuff there. It's kind of chill. I like that. But like, traditional schools are not fans of electronic music. Like, they usually go with acoustic, classical instruments like the strings, the woodwind, the brass. I like classical. Don't get me wrong. I like classical music. I like classical music a lot. I love them. I love the classical pieces so much. No, I still compose in a way that is still respecting to the classical music up to this very day. But people do not give too much of appreciation to electronic music. So there's the beauty of synthesizing sounds. There's the beauty of electronic groove. There's the beauty of making good use of whatever sound that we hear, rearranging it thanks to the technology that we have, digitally processing the sounds so that it makes sense in a musical way and present it in a way in the form of a piece of music. I guess we are lacking the appreciation of sound together with the technology, especially in traditional academic systems. They still treasure the performing skills. They're still asking for performance of instruments. They still ask for your level of proficiency in, say, instrument performing, theories, or whatever. This all like the old school type of it. Now, I'm not talking about this as a bad thing, but we're just lacking the appreciation of technology. We're just lacking the appreciation of electronic music these days. So yeah, I spent so much breaks, lunch breaks, sitting there just relaxing. Had no idea what I was doing, but it was fun to play anyway. Yeah, pretty much every school, it was all classical, acoustic, or maybe a bit of rock for the drummers and guitarists. No love of electronic at all. Like, back then when I was still at school, like literally nobody talked about or has the experience of working on electronic music at all. Totally no one. Back then when I was still in high school, it's still just nobody. No one ever talked about it. The beauty of the technology that we have to process sound even better. And especially, electronic music is not just about the synthesizers and stuff. It's also about audio processing. The way that we record the acoustic music, the way that we record the sounds and process it in a way that it has a different presentation, or it mixes even better. It sounds even better with the technology that we have. Even though we often appreciate the vintage sounds, the vintage hardware plugins that adds the color, the humanity in sounds. In terms of quality that the current technology is able to reach, we definitely need more appreciation to both the technology and the beauty of digital sounds. So that's the thing I've been working on recently. Like, even though the music that I usually make on streams, that they are more or less in a way that has some sort of respect to the classical music, I'm already stuck into like making some sort of lo-fi music, melodically, like I'm putting all those theory that I learned for classical music into composition, and try to like, okay, this is what you can do with electronic music while having that taste of the beauty of classical music in it. So even as someone that's just simply appreciating, we don't need to know the know-hows of how to produce or how to manipulate what the plugins are, what the theories are. We don't need to know any of that. We're just a normie. We're just some normal audience turning on like scrolling on music on Spotify, on YouTube Music, on our players. Like if you even have a Walkman, you've got Discman, you've got cassette tape, or like even vinyl disc. Okay, come on, we're getting go school already. Look, even though we are just someone who is just appreciating music, we can still learn to appreciate even a wider variety of music, right? So that's something I'm trying to getting more ways for the audience to appreciate different sounds. That's cool, right? It's just not just acoustic instruments, but all the sounds that forms harmony. Even like the honks of cars, like the beep 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 beep. It works, right? It is in harmony. Like when there are 4 cars in a very open environment that doesn't make too noisy, when they're having a harmony of the honks, you know, it could actually make up a pretty good piece, a very organized, harmonic performance of car honks. So this is what I mean. It's like we have more ways to appreciate different sounds. We just need to learn about it. Something like a true musician finding a melody and harmony in everything. Well, you know, as rhythm gamers, that's what we encounter every day, literally every day. And like when we heard of something that seemingly like a familiar rhythm of a certain melody, we try to link it up somewhere. Oh, wow. You know, I was not aware of how long I've been talking about all of these. But like, it's just nowhere. Like out of nowhere, we've been talking for quite a lot of different stuffs. I've been talking about we're in like we're in Japanese culture, we're in the Chinese Lunar New Year vacations, we're like about cultural difference, we're about rhythm games, we're about specifications, we're about PC, and what else? And we're already like in audio device, and then we're into music. Wow, we're just going here and there, right? Yeah, from my end, I've been working on a 3D model art, which has been pretty fun. I've got a Smile running a basic face tracker on it. Wow, so actually you're working on what software are you actually working on? Is it Blender? And because I'm definitely going on some 3D modeling, maybe later this year, maybe next year, but I'm definitely going to work on one. So I might need to have some knowledge on it, because currently the model that I have is working on have been working on Live 2D, and then poured it into like a player that tracks my face and whatsoever. I still do not have hand tracker, so I do not have my hand or my tail on it. But yeah, I'm going to do some 3D tracking as well. Maybe next year. Hopefully next year. You know, it takes a lot of time to do it. But are you working on there are some like a Vroid Studio or Blender? Me in 3D. Hopefully, I really hope so. Someday I might appear on VR chat as a 3D model. I would love to. And don't get me wrong, I would love to pay that much for someone to make a 3D model. But I would love to. I am well prepared for that. I have the budget for that. I want to do that. It's just anyone that is trustworthy to actually work on it. Because you need to prepare all the assets, you need to prepare, really need time to rig the entire body, you need to have the equipment to track your whole body. But I am ready, I am down for it. I am down for it anytime. Okay, just for a record, we are going to run the stream for another 10 minutes. We're closing the stream at 9 p.m. GMT plus 9 time zones. But yeah, I've been using Vroid Studio to help create the base humanoid model that I've been using my studies in 3D game development to build on the model in Unity, adding a tail and stuff. I see. So everything is actually kind of similar. Like I heard of Vroid Studio back when it was still in beta, but I didn't get hands on it because I do not know any designs at all. I'm horrible at visual designs. But yeah, I guess Vroid Studio is actually a pretty good start as far as I know. And when some time before, when I was working on some 3D models that were used on VR chat, I have a very short time working on Blender and Unity as well, but I really don't know that much. Yeah, frankly, I really don't know that much about Unity and stuff. But yeah, I've been using quite a lot of all these stuffs. And hello, Amano さんはい、こんばんは。いらっしゃい。そろそろ終わるとこなんですけどね。あと、10分頃か。9時頃あたりに、そろそろ終了しようと思ってます。結構喋ってた。It's a great starting point for people. Wow. It's pretty nice knowing that people actually start to work on no matter if it's 2D or 3D designs, and being able to create something that you have in your mind is just stunning. I love that. I'm so happy that anyone that wanted to create it actually started to get hands on to do something that they wanted. Yeah, hopefully with someday, maybe later this year, we can see a 3D Orin moving somewhere, or maybe no matter if it's in game or whatever. Yeah, really, I can't wait to see you displaying the 3D model as well. 刚用投影机看直播，效果超不错。为什么用投影机看直播啊？你是投到哪里去？Do people still use projectors now? And recently, I came across some YouTubers reviewing some so-called projector phones that they have. They actually have all those like the projector itself installed in a size of a phone and project it into somewhere else. And yeah, it's kind of hilarious, but such hardware actually exists to this very day. The basic version is ready to go and looks great, but I want to keep working on it before I post it publicly. Yeah, you don't really need to release the model to the public, but just reveal it to in certain instances. maybe in some of the games that supports it, maybe on VR chat. 一緒にコラボしたい。いいけど、何やる？何やんの？的collabo要看要做什么啊。I don't plan once I'm done to port a version of it to VR chat. Wow. Actually, if you've been working on Unity, isn't it ready already? It's like you've built it on Unity. You can actually have that SDK or something like that, and then port that model to as a VRC avatar, right? I really need to have more learn more from design. I'm really bad at visual design. So yeah, honestly, I just need to adjust a few settings and such, and port it to port it across using Unity. And especially, especially on VR chat, I know that everything there is just free. You don't need to pay anything to upload stuff. And also, you can just upload it anyway. You can just try it in your private world. You don't need to review it to anyone. Just need to get a video and even a third-person perspective to see how your model actually goes. Yeah, I just can't wait to see it. Really happy that the model is actually going live. And original character is always a good thing to go. There's quite a lot of friends, especially those in the furry fandom. They actually have their own models already. Like, how on earth there are so many original characters walking around already? Might show that off in your Discord at some point later this week. Oh my god. Oh, if you're there, actually tag me on that. I want to see it. Yeah, actually, if I'm around, I am going to see it. I'm not sure if I got VR chat ready yet, but I'm definitely going for. I'm definitely going for it. Oh. 杂谈或是游戏台都可以。最近想要宣扬受控的美好，那你就先等直播的环境先弄好。就是皮，其实我觉得，就是皮，其实当最初的时候，你还是可以说用，可能有一些也是用2张图，就是一张主视觉，然后另外一张可能是讲话的时候会跳的那一张图那样子。可能一开始你真的想要先做做看啊，试跑一下，其实已经可以用了。Anyway, so I guess it's almost the time to wrap up. It's starting to close up the topics today. So we've been covering quite a lot for today's Tea Time Thursday. It's always a good thing. It's always expected for me. I always expect things to go out of control. And this is actually the purpose of holding this Tea Time Thursday, because if it is always under my control, it sounds boring. So I don't want things to go boring. I want to talk about things that I did not prepare for. And this is the purpose of the stream, that we are talking about anything that just happened in the comments. So really happy that you guys actually helped to contribute in all topics, no matter where you're from, no matter what chronicle it is in, no matter the universe it is in. But eventually we put up Tea Time Thursdays like this for like an hour and a half or like 2 hours. It's quite a long stream. Not gonna lie, it's like the conversation has actually gone non-stop for 2 hours, which is actually pretty impressive in my own standards. 我知道那个是 Discord 的那个跳，对，至于直播环境就交给经纪人去弄。好，慢慢来，反正你真的弄好的时候，我们可以再谈。If you want things out of control, well, there's always things that in the comments that can go out of control. What's even worse than that already? But I know that you guys are good. You guys are behaving. I always trust that you guys are behaving. So with that in mind, I would try to take control when things start to get out of control. Everyone grab the cheese. Okay, you grab it. I have my band hammer ready. 今天交给经纪人弄，经纪人真是最棒了，就是工具人的部分嘛。Alright, so that's pretty much for today. We are having a pretty nice Tea Time Thursday every week. So for those who joined today or maybe not have the opportunity or feeling too shy to talk about anything, well, feel free to join again next Wednesday and Thursday. Tea Time Thursday is always a place for anyone to join with whatever crazy ideas that they have. And I do not have control of that. I'm just following where you guys are going. So don't feel shy. We're so open here. We're open for all sorts of ideas. And what you need to do is just grab a cup of tea, stay here and here on the table with me and chat about it. That's what you need. So that's pretty much for today. So if you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. The Twitter and Discord the links are in the description. I just remembered to put it in already. I usually release my weekly schedule on Twitter, so definitely follow it on Twitter. It'll be on the top post usually on Sundays or Mondays. And I stream usually on Wednesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. in GMT +9 time zones. So adjust your own time zones. And I usually stream a variety of games. Maybe sometimes I'm making some music as well. And on Thursdays, I usually chat like what I did today. So the music used in this stream was all created by myself. Some of them I make it on stream, and some of them I just make it off stream. But everything is original. So there's something that I usually do on my music production stream. So if you're interested in, no matter if it's a variety of games or want to chat with somebody out of nowhere, feel free to join my streams. So I will see you guys on next Wednesday. Thanks very much for joining to my stream and have a nice day. 好，对，不知道有没有推荐过天马修是一个很棒的男 V， 很扯的萌，而且也不受控制。好，那我先标下来好了。你知道，通常这种我喜欢各种事情不受控制，对，不受控制最棒了。好，那大概今天先这样吧，就是说礼拜四通常我们木曜茶室都是不太受控制不受控制的各位在这边也可以继续的不受控制，反正这边就是一个可以聊各种事情的地方啦，就是不用太担心说这边会不会很尴尬还是怎么样，其实不会啦，就拿一杯饮料然后坐下来喝聊什么都可以。好，那如果平常没有在聊，就这个礼拜刚好太害羞没有讲话的话，那下礼拜可以试试看，就是从我们实况一开始就可以丢一些各种的话题可以去聊这样子。好，那我们今天先差不多到这边，如果还没有订阅的话，请下面按赞订阅开启小铃铛，然后推特跟 Discord 的连结都在资讯栏那边，就是我每个礼拜都会在推特跟噗浪那边有噗浪其实主要是给中文圈的啦，就是会把每个礼拜的那个时间表在推特上面去发布，所以可以去追踪一下推特那边。然后主要都是有一些各种的游戏，可能音乐游戏或是说动作游戏也好，有些时候会是音乐制作的实况。然 后礼拜四就会像今天一样子，就是各种的杂谈聊天。好，那如果说这个礼拜刚好有点太晚进来了，没关系，我们每个礼拜三、礼拜四晚上6点都会准时开播。那如果有任何想要聊的事情，就算不在实况上面聊的话，也可以在 Discord 或者在推特上面直接标我去留言哦。好，那非常感谢今天大家的参加，我今天是木曜茶室，我们下个礼拜再见，各位晚安，拜拜。